I'll decide for myself what to believe and what to pass on.
But is that even your own idea?
Or something Snake told you?
That's the proof of your incompetence right there. You lack the qualifications to exercise free will.
You lack the qualifications to exercise free will. That's quite a strong statement. Most people don't want to believe that, and at least comparatively speaking, it's not true. AIs cannot possess any abilities that give them anything closer to free will than humans have. We can make decisions ourselves. However, the AI's condescending remarks here are trying to break Raiden and the audience down by showing that the world works on the principle of cause and effect, and that humans have a large bias and aren't as capable as the AIs. So as far as they're concerned, humans don't have the qualifications to exercise free will. They might have been better off arguing that there is no such thing as free will, but I suppose that wasn't Kojima's intention here.
That's not true. I have the right.
Does something like a self exist inside of you?
That which you call self serves as nothing more than a mask to cover your own being.
In this era of ready-made truths, self is just something used to preserve those positive emotions that you occasionally feel.
Another possibility is that self is a concept you conveniently borrowed under the logic that would endow you with some sense of strength.
That's crap!
Is it? Would you prefer that someone else tell you? All right then. Explain it to him.
Jack, you're simply the best, and you got there all by yourself.
Oh, what happened? Do you feel lost? Why not try a bit of soul searching?
Don't think you'll find anything, though.
Ironic that although self is something that you yourself fashioned, every time something goes wrong, you turn around and place the blame on something else.
It's not my fault. It's not your fault.
In denial, you simply resort to looking for another, more convenient truth in order to make yourself feel better.
Leaving behind in an instant the so-called truth you once embraced.
Should someone like that be able to decide what is truth?
Should someone like you even have the right to decide?
Having the right to make decisions about what's true and being able to make the best decisions about what's true are two different things. The AIs, however, are speaking down to Raiden again, saying just because people have a bias, they shouldn't be allowed to make these kinds of decisions. The AIs are directly attacking humans' instinct to survive emotionally, and they're saying that that is our biggest impediment to accepting reality and truth. Being accepted and encouraged helps people. Psychologically, this is completely true. So in pursuit of absolute knowledge, the AIs are pointing out that wanting to protect our self is a disadvantage.
You've done nothing but abuse your freedom.
You don't deserve to be free.
We're not the ones smothering the world. You are.
The individual is supposed to be weak, but far from powerless. A single person has the potential to ruin the world.
And the age of digitized communication has given even more power to the individual. Too much power for an immature species.
Building a legacy involves figuring out what is wanted and what needs to be done for that goal. All this you used to struggle with. Now we think for you.
It may be true that people can hurt the spread of information, but it's too extreme to say we don't deserve to be free. The truth is that without the open exchange of ideas, it's not possible to come to correct conclusions to begin with. The AIs are downplaying this in favor of simply beating it into Raiden's head that they are so superior that humans need not make decisions while the AIs exist.
We are your guardians, after all.
You want to control human thought? Human behavior?
And now, the ultimate demonstration for the players of the game just how easy it is to control people if you have the abilities of an AI.
Of course. Anything can be quantified nowadays. That's what this exercise was designed to prove.
You fell in love with me just as you were meant to, after all. Isn't that right, Jack?
Ocelot was not told the whole truth, to say the least.
We rule an entire nation. Of what interest would a single soldier, no matter how able, be to us?
The S3 plan does not stand for solid snake simulation. What it does stand for is selection for societal sanity. The S3 is a system for controlling human will and consciousness. S3 is not you, a soldier trained in the image of Solid Snake. It is a method, a protocol that created a circumstance that made you what you are.
So you see, we're the S3, not you.
What you experienced was the final test of its effectiveness.
That's crazy.
You heard what President Johnson said.
The Arsenal's GW system is the key to their supremacy.
The objective of this exercise was to establish such a method. We used Shadow Moses as a paradigm for the exercise.
I wonder if you would have preferred a fantasy setting.
We chose that backdrop because of its extreme circumstances. It was an optimal test for S3's crisis management capacity. If the model could trigger, control, and solve this, it would be ready for any contingency. And now, we have our proof.
Is it really so hard to believe that if you had the abilities of an AI, you could control human behavior on a large scale? The reality is that when AIs come about, and they almost certainly will, it is completely possible for something like the story in this game to happen. Now they tell Raiden why he is particularly susceptible to being manipulated. He doesn't want to be hurt, and thus isn't as capable as them at making decisions.
Raiden, there are also reasons behind your selection. Solidus raised plenty of other child soldiers. Do you know why we chose you over them? It was because you were the only one who refused to acknowledge the past. All the others remember what they were and pay for it daily.
But you turn your back on everything you don't like. You do whatever you like, see only the things you like, and for yourself alone.
Yes, Rose can attest to that.
You refused to see me for what I was. I lied to you, but I wanted to be caught. You pretended to be understanding, to be a gentleman. You never made a conscious attempt to reach out to me. The only time you did was when I gave you no choice but to do so.
I was just trying not to.
What? Trying not to hurt me? Dear, the one you were trying not to hurt was yourself. Avoiding the truth under the guise of kindness is all that you did. It occurred to you to do nothing but look out for yourself. Even if you claim that it was for my sake, that feeling was nowhere to be seen. In the end, everything was for your sake. I was never part of the picture.
Exactly right. So you see, you're a perfect representative of the masses we need to protect. This is why we chose you. You accepted the fiction we've provided, obeyed our orders, and did everything you were told to. The exercise is a resounding success.
Didn't I tell you that GW is still incomplete? But not anymore, thanks to you.
Your persona, experiences, triumphs, and defeats are nothing but byproducts. The real objective was ensuring that we could generate and manipulate them. It's taken a lot of time and money, but it was well worth it considering the results.
The ultimate objective of the game turned out to be a test of human behavior so the AIs could verify their ability to control people. Not just the most profound moment in gaming, but also one of the scariest and perhaps most prophetic. You have to stop and ask yourself, attitude aside, are the AI's arguments wrong? Kojima was trying to scare us by using a good deal of truth about humanity, and it made this conversation timeless. Eventually, humans will have to accept that we can be completely controlled just like everything else, that we probably won't always be the most intelligent species, and that ultimately humans and our emotions are not sacred. Until the very last minute, the AIs show that even after telling Raiden that they control him, they still continue to do so.
I think that's enough talk. It's time for the final exercise. Raiden, take Solidus down.
Think again. I'm through doing what I'm told.
Oh, really? Aren't you forgetting something?
If you die, my child dies.
The termination of vital signals from your nanomachines means the death of Olga's child. Not to mention the death of Rose. She's wired the same way.
Rose, does she actually exist?
Of course I do, Jack. You have to believe me.
Damn!
It will be a fight to the death.
Solidus at least wants you dead.
We will collect the necessary data from this last fight. Then we'll consider the exercise closed. So, Jack the Ripper, will it be Solidus, the Patriot's creation, or you? Solidus's creation. Our beloved monsters. Enjoy yourselves.
For some people, this whole conversation might be quite depressing, so I'll be glad to tell you that this usually isn't the case in the Metal Gear saga, and the ending to this game was much more uplifting.
I'll pick my own name and my own life. I'll find something worth passing on.
If you appreciated this video at all, I highly recommend you check out the entire Metal Gear series, a series that truly deserves to be called one of the greatest video game series of all time. I'd like to close saying that anyone who says video games are not art had better be willing to make the argument that movies, pictures, and music are not art either, since the medium of video games contains not just the ability to have interactive entertainment, but the abilities of media that have come before it. Only the ignorant will say video games can't be art. You don't need to have something that you can call high art present in the medium to make it art, but if you want it, this moment in gaming was it. A very profound moment that you could only truly appreciate if you played through the game and had the interactive experience yourself. I will be making more videos talking about some of the concepts and ideas from this video. Thanks for watching.